All right, today we're going to look at something really cool, a new technology called Medusa. And honestly, it might just be the secret to making the AI we use every day, well, a whole lot faster. So let's just dive right in.
You know that feeling, right? You ask a chatbot a question, you hit send, and then there's that pause. You can almost see the little dots thinking as it spits out the answer one word at a time. That little bit of lag? That's the exact problem we're talking about today, and it all comes down to a fundamental quirk in how these models work.
So what's the culprit? It's a process called auto-regressive decoding. Now that sounds complicated, but think of it this way. It's like the AI is building a sentence one Lego brick at a time. It has to place one brick, make sure it's right, and only then can it decide on the next one. This one-by-one method creates a massive traffic jam, a bottleneck, that's really limited by memory speed, not raw power. So the big question is, how do you get around it?
Well, before Medusa, the best idea we had was something called speculative decoding. The basic idea was to use a second, smaller AI model to guess a bunch of words in advance, and then the big model would come in and check its work. But you can see the problem right here on the chart. It's complex. You have to manage two separate models, and getting them to work together is a real headache. Medusa, though, it takes a totally different and, frankly, a much smarter approach.
And this is the core idea, the real game changer. Instead of tacking on a whole separate assistant model, Medusa just enhances the main AI itself. It builds the prediction ability right into the model's DNA, giving it the power to look ahead all on its own. It's a really simple, clean, and super efficient addition. So, how on earth does it do that?
Okay, so the first piece of the magic is something the creators call Medusa heads. Picture these as tiny extra brains that get bolted onto the main model. Now, each one of these heads has a very specific job. It's trained to predict a different word down the line. So while the main model is figuring out the very next word, head number 1 is already guessing word 2, head number 2 is guessing word 3, and so on. And the best part, they're all doing it at the exact same time.
Of course, just guessing a bunch of words isn't enough. You have to know if they actually make sense together. And this visual shows the second brilliant innovation, tree attention. Instead of just that single, one brick at a time path, those Medusa heads create all these branching possibilities for what the sentence could be. As you can see here, the model can look at all of these different paths, all these little branches, in one single go. It's like a chess grandmaster seeing dozens of moves ahead all at once. So let's just quickly put it all together. It's really a simple three-step dance. First, predict. The Medusa heads instantly create a whole tree of possible futures. Second, process. The tree attention system checks all those branches in one parallel step. And finally, accept. The main model looks at all the options, verifies them, and picks the longest chain of words that it agrees with. Then it just jumps forward and starts the process all over again.
So theory is great, but what about the results? Well, frankly, they're incredible. You can see it here on the Vakuna 7B model. The first version, Medusa 1, which just adds the heads to the existing model, gets an immediate 2.2 times speed up. But check this out. Medusa 2, where everything is trained together from the get-go, pushes that all the way up to a 2.8 times speed up. We're talking nearly 3 times faster.
Yeah, let's just focus on that number for a second. 2.8 times faster. But here's the kicker, the part that makes this a genuine breakthrough. This isn't a trade-off. You're not getting speed at the cost of quality. The research is clear. This massive speedup comes with zero degradation in the quality of the AI's output. You get the same great answers, just delivered almost 3 times as fast.
So why should you care? What does this actually mean for us? Well, for starters, it means chatbots and apps that feel instant, no more waiting. For companies running these models, it means huge savings on server costs and energy bills, which is just better for everyone. It could even mean we get to run these incredibly powerful AIs right on our phones, offline. When you make AI this much faster, you make it cheaper, you make it more accessible, and you unlock all kinds of new possibilities. So at the end of the day, what Medusa gives us is this incredibly elegant way to smash through that old one-word-at-a-time bottleneck. By cleverly building these predictive heads and a parallel checking system right into the AI, it turbocharges our best language models without asking us to sacrifice any quality. And that really could change everything about how we use and interact with AI. This is for entertainment purposes only.